So when you guys are developing this pattern in here, it's really important that you get that ball position right so your body and your neuromuscular starts to move appropriately.
Okay, Brian, talk about ball position. Where
Yep.
should the ball be positioned in your setup?
Okay, that's why I have the 2 alignment rods that we've developed so that we kind of have a visual aid. So when I set in here, let's say feet together, I've got my grip, set the club down, and I start to move my feet. I want it about 1.5 balls forward of my midline,
Okay.
which is center. So it feels like it's a little bit off my left ear, maybe left eye. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So I'm here, and then as I look at my toes, this one is going to be a little bit straighter than this one. I want the mobility to kind of move this.
Okay.
And if they're too square like this, I'll run into this really quickly, and it'll probably have me break, stop, flip, something like that.
Yeah, you won't be able to turn as easily if your front foot isn't flared open a little bit.
Exactly. So this gives me a little bit more mobility to kind of start to rotate my hips a little bit better.
Okay, so the ball just forward to center, maybe 1.5 balls, and your lead foot flared out a little bit, and your trail foot pretty straight.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about how the ball position affects the path and where the ball goes.
Yeah. So that's why, like, as I spoke about, like how important the ball position is when you're developing tendencies around that functional setup orientation. So if I took this alignment rod right here and I start to bend it, you can see the more the ball is back here, the more I'm hitting to the right and the more down I'm hitting actually. So that could be that, yep, as I move the ball back there, it's starting to the right and I'm hitting down more. As the ball moves forward like this, I'm starting to hit across and I'm starting to ascend. So when you guys are developing this pattern in here, it's really important that you get that ball position right so your body and your neuromuscular starts to move appropriately.
So tell me about where the ball position, how that should change. We're going to talk about driver in a different video, and we'll talk about position. But you know, a lot of people say it should change for every club. Are you a believer in that, or where do you think that should be?
I'm not. I'm a little bit more like Jack Nicklaus. He had pretty much the primary ball position, and then he probably strategically moved it a little bit, but you should be exploring it. You know, if you put the ball way back here, where does the ball start? How much divot do you take? How much interaction you have with the ground? And then when you start to move it forward, like let's say it was left heel, which is more driver, how it's really difficult to take a divot, hit the ground in the right place, and how the ball starts to the left, and maybe you kind of thin it.
Got it. But with a wedge, you might want a little narrower stance. It might be a little bit farther back in your stance.
Yeah, for sure. Your curiosity should be like, if I put the ball back here, what does it feel like? What's my ground interaction? So with wedges, of course, the ball starts to move back a little bit, and you're going to adjust appropriately.
So play with it. Learn.
Absolutely, learn. Be curious. It's really fun.